Okay, we're back. What's up, Shane? How you been doing?
I've been doing fine. How about you?
Good. I'm so glad we got that out of the way because
I see you got a plain black T-shirt
I
on.
have a plain black T-shirt on,
What's the
cause
deal?
that's all I found to wear for today. I didn't think of like, hey, the man from Uncle. I don't have anything
Well,
remotely
yes,
close to, right?
undercover. Yeah, I
Right?
got you.
I didn't.
Ooh,
I
smooth.
thought about spy like Mission Impossible,
Yep,
like Tom
yep.
Cruise,
That's
but that's
genius.
thank you, but that's as far as I gone. Okay,
Okay, yeah,
and
right.
no, seriously, I didn't think of anything else. It's just a black shirt. So, and
Okay.
also I thought of like, okay, this is my first
Black
time
Ops,
watching this
black shirt.
movie. Yeah, Black
Yeah,
Ops.
this was your first time watching this.
This
And I
is
can
my
sum it
first
up.
time.
If anybody hasn't seen it, I can sum it up real quick. The movie
Okay.
starts off with Superman. He finds the Tomb Raider. Then they get a big
Oh, is that who
have a
that
big
is?
fight. Then they have a big fight between the Lone Ranger, and
Yes.
then they all join forces.
Yes. Okay. But
The end.
besides that, okay,
Okay.
it's a to me this is a spy action, like a little bit of thriller, bromance movie.
Okay.
You. This is what I.
Look, I'm gonna say this is an awesome movie. All right.
Oh, it's pretty good.
I can't believe nobody went and saw this movie. It's Guy Ritchie for crying out loud.
Yeah, it's Guy Ritchie, right? I don't know
Why
what
didn't it do
happened.
good? Yeah, what did it do? I'm still waiting for a sequel.
Oh, I'm so glad you mentioned that. So, Hugh Grant is in the film, okay?
Oh yeah,
The
because he's
first
a
time
Weatherby.
Superman bumped into Hugh Grant, and I'm like, why does this guy look so familiar? I didn't recognize him at
Oh, you
first.
didn't know who it was?
Because
Okay.
like I guess well he's older, right? So he got like that older man weight. So
Okay.
he's a bigger build than before. He's still a
Okay.
very tall guy, right? But then his gray hair, and I'm like, I didn't recognize him at first. Then
Oh,
it was like,
really?
oh my
Okay.
god, that's Hugh Grant. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I recognized him immediately when I first saw this movie. I watched this a while back. I didn't watch it at the theater. I missed it at the theater. I wanted to go see it at the theater.
Oh,
I actually saw the TV show. I used to watch the TV show, the '60s spy
oh,
TV show,
I
The Man
never
from
heard of
Uncle.
this
So
TV
here's the
show.
thing: if you saw the TV show, you already knew that Hugh Grant's character was important when he bumped into him.
Oh, yeah. See, I didn't
As
know
soon as he
that.
bumped into him, I was like, I bet you
Hey,
that's going to be the boss
when did this TV show came out? Because I never heard of
in
this.
the '60s,
Okay.
1960s.
So when
I
did
mean,
Mission
me and you weren't
No,
around yet.
but when was Mission Impossible come out?
I can't remember if this was
Is it
before
early
Mission
80s?
Impossible
Oh,
or
this gotta be before
no,
Mission
no.
Impossible.
Mission Impossible is from the '60s too.
Oh, because I see Mission Impossible. I guess they do the Saturday TV shows,
Yeah,
on
I don't know if this
syndication.
one's older or not. This one may be a little bit older.
Yeah, because I never heard of this from until this movie came out. That's when I find out it's a
This
remake of a
to me, it's
TV
like
show.
it's like kind of like a James Bond slash Avengers. You ever? I'm not when I say
Yes,
Avengers, I'm talking
not
about the Avengers British.
British Avengers. Yes, I have seen
Yeah,
that.
because they had a group. They had what they had
But hold
mother
on.
and father.
So the Avengers I seen is with Uma Thurman and Ralph
Okay, with the
Fiennes.
movie,
Yeah, the movie.
Rice
Yes.
Fiennes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ralph
which
Fiennes or whatever.
also he
Yeah.
made his Fiennes. Fiennes. He made it into. Oh God. Yeah, we know Ralph Fiennes. Remember, he's in Strange Days, dude.
He's in Strange Days. He was the Nazi in Schindler's List, but yes, he's a very great actor.
And he's in James Bond too.
And well,
He
James
eventually
Bond,
makes a general.
obviously
Which this is like to me.
Harry Potter.
This was an awesome movie. It takes place in the '60s. It's almost like
Oh
I
yes,
mean it's like kind of a throwback, kind of like a James Bond movie.
it is. So hold on. I'm so glad. Yeah, it's a throwback James Bond, very like Mission Impossible spy espionage movie, right?
Yeah.
And it's done really great by Guy Ritchie. And one of the first things I noticed, like the soundtrack, right, is it has a heist feeling to it, like right in
Yeah.
the beginning.
Well, it's got the Guy Ritchie sound to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. It has the Guy Ritchie
And it's
sound
got
to
the
it.
style because it always cuts a little squares and little lines and move around. I love it.
Yes,
I mean, it's very '60s.
yes. So one
Because you
thing
say the heist music, but to me, this is if you watch '60s movies, kind of like this. This has got the '60s sound.
one thing I gotta get out of my way, like right in
Okay.
the intro, right? This movie is just full of white people.
Okay.
Okay, so I didn't see any minority unless you count Germans a minority to whoever or whatever. Okay, so first of all, you have a British actor playing an American. Okay, but then the
Okay.
American actor is
He's
playing the
playing a
Russian.
Russian. Yeah, I know. Is that crazy?
So, cause when I first saw it, right? Okay, I recognize Superman, right? That's my number one top favorite of superhero of all time. But then
Yeah.
when Arnie Hammer came, I'm like, is that Arnie Hammer? Because his name
It's,
was credited first.
it's Lone Ranger.
Yeah, so the Lone Ranger pops out. I'm like, is he Arnie Hammer? Like, or is he somebody else? Like, I couldn't recognize. I've only seen like a couple of movies with Arnie Hammer.
Yeah, well, this is the only good movie to see him in. Okay, I
No,
mean, even though we keep what
the
Lone
Social
Ranger's
Network.
not. Yeah, no,
He
This
played
is
his
better
own
Social
twin.
Network. Yeah, that's fine. This is still better than Social Network.
Oh, this is I think I like the Social Network better than this
You
one.
like the Social Network better than this?
Because it's
Man, that's gonna.
you know what? They're both
That's
by
that's no. That's testing our friendship,
two
dude.
of my favorite. Like I love David Fincher.
Yeah, I know. I forget.
I love Guy Ritchie too. Because one of my. Have you ever seen Snatch?
No, I haven't seen
Oh,
Snatch yet.
you need to see Snatch.
But I did see both of the Sherlock Holmes movies, which were excellent too.
Oh yes, so he did the Sherlock Holmes movies.
Yes, I mean
and you've seen
that's the thing. He does no name movies and he does franchise movies. He does good franchise movies.
He did another movie, Layer Cake, with James Bond.
Oh, I love Layer Cake.
Yeah,
Layer Cake's one of my favorites.
Yeah, so it's hard to say, but like, yeah, Armie Hammer.
We should do Layer Cake one day too.
Yeah. And it wasn't until you mentioned it, I forgot that girl played Tomb Raider.
Yeah,
but I haven't seen that Tomb Raider though. That's why.
Well, she's also in real life. She's married to Magneto.
Oh, is she really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he has a name, but we're gonna call him as Magneto because if you're a nerd, you know.
I want to be fair here, because I know Henry Cavill and Armie Hammer, right? Like British and American. I have no idea what nationality she is. She's not German, is she?
No, she's not German.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember if she's Dutch.
Oh, but she's not American.
No, she's not American.
Oh,
no, she's not American. I forgot what nation.
Gabby, right? What's her last name? Alicia Vikander.
Yeah, well, that's
Sweden.
Swede. She's a Swede.
Swedish, yes.
That's close enough.
Because you know,
really German, so.
She remind me of Penelope Cruz.
Really?
Well, just her hair.
Yeah, style. I guess so. I mean, yeah, but Penelope Cruz is Spanish.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter to me. Like, you know, it's just some kind of
does matter to some of us.
Caucasian. Oh, maybe.
No, see, the thing is, you're going to do a race thing, then you need to just start noticing all the races instead of just.
I'm trying to.
The obvious few.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Because
there's a lot in Europe, though.
Yeah, but it goes back to my example of white, right? Like, it doesn't tell me British white,
that's
American
the thing.
White, German white, and they have Italian white.
You are one of those people get mad when there's a Vietnamese playing a Chinese person, or that guy's not Japanese.
Oh, I know. That's why I pointed this one out. Like a British person.
But it's okay. But it's okay if a Swede plays a German.
Oh no, it's not okay to me either. Because I was gonna say something about Armie Hammer. Like, why do they have an American playing a Russian? Don't we have Russian actors that can play Russian?
Apparently not right now.
Yeah, apparently not right now. Apparently, Armie Hammer didn't, or maybe he didn't get the Napoleon solo role. You know. They cast him or something.
Maybe so. It is weird that Napoleon. But I mean, we can't get too mad about it because then we're gonna get mad that a Brit was playing an American.
Oh, okay.
We should get mad about that. I mean, come on, he's played American in everything he does.
Yes, I have no idea how.
Well, Superman's not really American, but he's
American
citizen. Yeah, he's got American citizenship.
I forgot how tall Armie Hammer was. He's taller than.
He's pretty tall, dude. He was bigger than Superman. Yeah. I was like, wow, Superman is like big.
Yeah, Henry Cavill was like 6'2".
Do you think this guy's really? Do you think he was really taller than Henry? And maybe he stood on something, make himself taller.
Oh, just for the movie?
Well, he's supposed to be this big giant monster of a KGB agent.
Oh, so you think that's why they make the
Russians he's supposed
taller?
No. Yeah, because
Armie Hammer is 6'5", man.
Oh, okay, wow.
Henry Cavill is only 6'1", so yeah, he's
6'1"
he's a lot taller.
Whoa, that's huge.
Yes, he's 6'5".
Wow. They probably had to find somebody just tall enough. They're like, dude, we can't get anybody under 6 foot.
Oh, you know what? Now it makes sense to me. Like, they want a Russian to be taller, right? Like, Armie Hammer is already 6'5". Why don't we just cast him? He will learn the Russian accent.
It's okay, because in the original Man from U.N.C.L.E., the guy who played the Russian wasn't a Russian.
Oh, yeah?
There was no way he could have been a Russian because...
It's just an
actor.
I
don't know if you know that. No, because he kind of had the Cold War, dude.
Which this plays in very nicely, I must say.
Yeah, because this is during the Cold War.
Yeah, I like that. It's made more modern day. By modern day, I guess it's 2015 because this came on 2015.
This is pretty neat. I mean, there is something in it because most of it's supposed to be placed in the 60s, but you remember they got the Doom Buggy where he's got the Doom Buggy or the off-road machine. Yeah. Let me tell you, that is the most modern thing. There was nothing like that in the 60s. Come on.
I like the two chemistry that these two guys
Even the two electric fans sitting on top of the radiator. I'm like, it's not 60s at all. Yet.
For a spy action movie like this, right? There was a lot of comedy going on.
Oh, there's a lot of comedy.
So much
one of my favorite scene is when the boat chase at night when they go on the boat chase. Of course, Superman jumps in the water. He gets in the truck and he starts having a picnic. And he decides to leave the Russian. He decides to leave that Russian. Then he just changes his mind.
Like, okay, he's got it. Okay, he's got it. I'm just gonna eat some bread. I'm gonna get.
Well, he didn't really care. Yeah, he didn't really care when he got it.
Then he was about to leave. He's like, Then he drove the truck into the into the water
Yeah.
over the
Well, I
boat.
think the thing is though, he's the guy that sets it up every time because he saves the Russian guy basically.
Yeah.
From then in, the Russian guy always saves him.
Yes. They gotta be fair, I guess, in a way like that, because this is the bromance thing I'm talking about.
Yeah, I
You know?
mean, well, this is the partnership.
I'm so glad that you point out that's your favorite scene, right? One of my favorite scenes is like I started busting out laughing. He's like, "Hey, I got something for you. This is Russian made. This is Russian made. This is
Yeah, it's
Russian
like
made.
yeah,
He's like, okay, hold on, give me a minute. He got, this is American made. This is American. Dude, that scene, it feels like so useless, right? It's like a waste of 3 minutes, but it's so funny to
oh, it is.
watch.
It's funny. Everything they do a lot of that joke because it's kind of like a stereotype, I guess, on Russians.
Oh, it
if
is?
you have a conversation with Russians, almost everything they're like Texans. Okay, let's put it this way:
All right.
they did everything first. They built everything on this planet. They invented everything. That's the way Russia sees it. Because you can see it in the steps. Because she's like, "So what's about the steps?" He starts to say, "He goes, no, they're Russian.
That's right. No,
I'm Russian about the
135
steps."
Yes.
Yeah, every time he points out something, it's even the technology. You know, when they're cutting the fence, he clips up, gets those clippers out. He goes, "What's that?" He goes, "Well, this is what is it, an oxygen welder or something?"
Yeah.
Cuts whatever he cuts it with that
like
welder.
a CO2 laser, and he just goes.
Yeah, CO2 laser. Yeah, he just cuts through it like that really existed. He always has all these.
So
he's everything was by the Russians, and that's the same thing. Because they make fun of it in some Star Trek stuff. You know, where they ask Chekhov something, he goes, "Oh yeah, Russian, made by Russians." They do it. That joke's around a lot. It's really funny. Always.
Dude, it is. It's actually pretty funny throughout this whole movie. They're in competition with each other, but they don't really care who wins. They're like, oh well, because like when they open the safe, right? It is like, Superman's explaining, like the Solo is explaining all this stuff. Like this model has this, and I can do it like this. I can cut it like this. So like, what did he call him? Peril? The Russian, Armie Hammer's name.
Oh, I don't. I forgot what his name is.
Inya or something, yeah. But they call him with not like a per thing, right? But whatever they call him, he's like, well, did you check the alarm? Like, oh, this 35 model didn't have the alarm.
Yeah, it comes alarm.
It came on immediately. He's like, oh, we have to go.
We have to go. Well, another gag is the watch, which is a big deal.
Oh, the watch is a big deal.
Remember where they won't let him fight? Remember where they won't let him fight? He goes, "You're just gonna have to take it.
You're gonna have to take it, like, because they're trying to explain to him, like, hey, you're undercover, okay? You told us you are undercover. You had to play your part." And then he's trying to explain in a way where, like, hey, you know what? A Russian architect would have done this.
Yeah, a Russian architect would have fought that.
Just to justify that he wants to do what he wants to do.
Yeah, no, everything's like, the Russians would do it. You know, when he dresses as a woman, he goes, "A Russian woman would never dress like this."
Yeah, a Russian woman would dress like.
And he was right though, because remember when she comes out, because you know because Solo's trying to dress her up, you know, very sophisticated, like most rich Western women would be. They would get stuff that matches stuff. No, but she comes out like an Eastern woman because she's like, "Oh, you see this purse costs more than my car," you know, because they dress mainly. They just want you to see something that's expensive on them.
Right.
It don't have to match.
And I was talking about, like, this is the first time I heard it, right? So the first time when they say the man from U.N.C.L.E, I thought U.N.C.L e was some kind of like a special location.
Oh.
Instead of like, hold on, did I write down?
Well, I mean, that's probably a whole lot of people thought that. I saw the TV show, that's why I know.
Yeah.
It's the United Enforcement for Law Enforcement.
No, United Network Command for Law and Enforcement, which is funny because they don't show you that until the end of the movie.
Well, yeah, and this is where it's based on like the first James Bond, because you know in James Bond they fought Spectre, which you got to remember Russia and James Bond usually teamed up. In the Americans, it was actually the English, the Russians, and the Americans usually teamed up to fight Spectre. So in this TV series, you got the Russians, the English, because it was Weatherby, because in the TV show you had Weatherby, and then of course the Russians and the Americans Solo. They teamed up to fight some kind of network that the Russians and the Americans couldn't find and the English couldn't find.
Oh, really?
No, basically it's a ripoff of the deal. But I would have also say the original TV series is actually pretty good, and it has a lot of guest actors. And there's one episode, one of the like maybe the third episode I ever saw, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. in the original '60s.
Yeah.
Had Leonard Nimoy as a bad guy.
Oh.
And had Shatner. It had Shatner in the same episode.
Oh, really?
Wow, it was pretty cool. I was like,
oh,
wow,
that is pretty cool. So you've seen a TV show. So did it, like, when you saw this movie, did you like this like as much?
I like this movie more than I like the TV series.
Oh, okay. So that's what happened because I watched a lot of Mission Impossible.
You could actually say this movie could be the origin to the TV series.
Oh my God, it can.
Because I think I don't know if I saw the first pilot episode or not, but I'm pretty sure that they already start off as part of the organization.
Oh yeah,
I could be wrong.
I figured that too.
I
Even
could be
Mission
wrong.
Impossible is like that.
Yeah.
You know, but both the movie and in the TV show, I like the obviously the first movie was really good.
Yeah, when you got to
Mission
remember, the
Impossible.
TV show of Mission Impossible had two runs. I think there was the 60s and then it was the 80s.
You know,
It ran for a long time.
like you're right. Like when I finished watching this, right, I wish there was a sequel because I wanted to see more.
I want to see more.
Like, why can't this series be as successful as probably Fast and Furious?
Because
Mission
that's what I'm saying.
Impossible,
It's
you know?
I actually liked it better. I mean, Mission. I mean, okay, I shouldn't say I like it more than Fast and Furious. I like it more than Fast and Furious now.
Oh yeah.
So I've seen enough Fast and Furious. I'm like, okay,
you know what?
Fast and Furious has
They
evolved
planned
way
for
too.
12 of these movies. Okay, that's
Yeah.
12 Fast and Furious.
I've already quit. I quit at 9 or something. I think I quit a long time ago. It's like, okay,
I don't want to give up yet. I'm proud of that crowd that is funding this.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm done.
You know they made this for the Asians, and we love it.
I think they made it for a lot of people, but
No, it's just everyone outside the U.S. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of gone.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? They're a heist movie too, but like The Man
They
from
are
Uncle
only a heist
and Mission
movie, yeah.
Impossible, I feel like it's because after this movie, right? After this movie, Henry Cavill went to Mission Impossible.
I think he might. I don't know if he did or not.
Because he's in Fallout and Fallout.
I know he is, but I didn't know it was because of this.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, like his performance is so good.
Yeah.
That's why I figured, like, hey, let's put him in another spy movie because this one is not happening.
Yeah.
You know,
And he plays the bad guy, and he plays the bad guy too.
Yeah, Fallout is one of the best ones. It's one of the best Mission Impossibles.
Cool. Well, this was even better than Mission Impossible. So
Oh, you talking about the first one? But like, I can't. I don't know.
I don't know. I just want to say that to see what you say.
Well, because this one is different. Because like we said, this one have a lot of comedy. Mission Impossible.
Yeah, this is all serious. Yeah,
it's all serious. It's
very dramatic.
Yeah, it's
this was
comedies.
just a good.
Everything, you know it.
Yeah, this was just a good, entertaining movie.
Come on, like the part where like we said, go back to the steps, right? 135 steps. Gabby's like, so
yeah, she's finding all the holes in his logic.
Like, so he had him when he was 65. Like,
yeah.
Dude,
plus, they also
you gotta
know
stop BSing around.
But also like it. They also know that he has a teen. Yeah, he also has an anger management issues.
Oh, he does. Like, oh, I was going to talk to you about that because his hands. You can see his hands like going to his knees. Like he wants to do something. He's trying his best to control himself. Right.
Well,
these little character things that they develop that I love.
That is too, because especially at the end, because at the end he's going to kill Solo. He thinks he's got to kill Solo.
Yeah.
And you see Solo keep pulling that gun out, and you think,
oh yeah.
And he throws him that watch. Minute.
That was good because I was thinking like, is he going to give him his watch back? Because he finds one of the guards.
Yeah, he found it because he made a big deal out of it. But then he just gives it to him. It's like, boom, everything's good.
Yeah, everything is good. It's kind of like the Hulk, right? With Natasha. But like, hold on, I want because when I was watching this movie, he did that motion about the anger, right? So there's a movie that you probably haven't seen called Southland Tales.
Yes, I've seen Southland Tales.
Remember in Dwayne Johnson? Every time he gets nervous, he does this little twitch.
Yeah.
And he's like, wow, that's a really. I thought at that time, right, that was a really character trait that The Rock was able to carry with, right? And that's when I know The Rock was like, oh, you know what, Dwayne Johnson could probably become a pretty good actor. Because he can do those little things, dramatic things like that.
Yeah, well, especially since he got out of the Fast and Furious franchise, he's gonna soar. Come on, he's awesome.
He is awesome. That's one of the awesomest mans. Like
Maybe they can make a sequel and he could be a villain in the next Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yes, and then when Black Adam comes out, and then if Henry Cavill comes back as Superman, they could team up too with Shazam.
They could team up. That'd be good.
If DC does it correctly.
So, well, maybe they should team up right now. That way, Henry go, hey, we're making a Man from U.N.C.L.E. 2. If you're on board, they'll make it. And then you can be like, yeah. So then you'll have like
the studio's right next door.
Exactly. They'll have it all. Everything will be awesome. But when you get DC involved.
Is this movie by Warner Brothers too? Who distributed this movie?
I don't know.
It's Guy Ritchie, so let's just say Guy Ritchie Films. It doesn't tell me who it is.
Dang, I can't remember. I could have swore it couldn't have been. I don't think it's Warner Brothers.
It didn't make too much from the box office though. It is by Warner Brothers.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's That's why.
This is a box office bomb.
I can't believe it too. It's so good.
It is pretty good. I mean, like, it's
It
very
almost makes you just want to
enjoyable.
go out. It makes you just want to go out and take people, and force them into a theater.
Force them to watch this. Hey, can you watch
Yeah,
this piece?
yeah, but that's not how I. That's not forcing. Okay, it's like you're going to watch this and sit down.
Sit down with me right now.
Yeah,
what is
right
going
now.
on?
Yeah, we're gonna watch a movie with Superman and the Lone Ranger. And they'll be like, "Who?"
You know, one of the scenes in this movie that got me kind of like, you know, on the edge of my seat, right, is when Solo is being electrocuted.
Yes, what is?
Because of, like,
that's another good scene though. That's another.
That is
good,
another great scene. That, like,
especially
it went to comedy.
Yeah, well, it starts off. Yeah, it's serious. You don't know what's gonna happen, if he's gonna cut him or what, if that guy's gonna make it in time.
Yes.
And of course, then they go out in the hall after the electrical failure. They're arguing about, can we turn him in? I like it because he goes, well, if we turn him in, they're just gonna make him one of me. They're gonna let him off the hook.
Actually, you know what? When I noticed that, the guy is like, he was willing to do whatever just as long as he's not being tortured.
Well, that's kind of thing like the Germans do, anyways.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You know, well, in history, in real life, after during the fall of during World War II, when the Germany started to fall,
yeah,
America and Russia were on a race to capture as many materials and people as they could, because they had technology each side wanted.
Like the atomic bomb is by the Nazi scientists.
Yes, right? Like Braun. Yeah,
yeah.
They got him, and they just said, "Hey, we'll forgive you for everything, all the people you murdered."
If you help
same
us.
thing with Russians. It's like it was different. We're like, "Would you like to help us? We'll forgive you for them." The Russians are like, "You're going to help us do this."
Regardless, right? It's just I met this ways of
So and then that's the bad thing about history, I guess, in a way, because all this technology we got nowadays from a bunch of murderers.
Yes, that is very true.
The thing is, though, we're not speaking Russian right now, so
yeah, that's very
and
true.
And I guess they're looking at it. The Russians are probably looking at it, we're not speaking American right now. So.
But so many of them speaks English.
I know, that's the thing. So I guess we won. And they just don't. They just
many people speak English.
I guess we won the Cold War, and they just haven't realized that yet.
And even today, like with what's going on today, right? These Russians getting out of Russia, right? When they interview them, they're speaking English.
They speak it better than a lot of Americans too. That's the sad thing.
Can they speak it proper? Yeah, like Star Trek.
Yeah,
speaking English.
They're like, "F you, man! I'm coming to America."
Yeah,
because they like to use the F word. So religiously.
So when you say this is like model after James Bond, right? I could see it from Napoleon Solo's character, because he randomly sleep with the I guess the concierge lady.
Well, and then
he slept with the villain.
I know. Yeah. Well, it's the '60s.
Did you know that she was the villain?
Yeah, I didn't know she was the villain.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You didn't know she was the villain?
I didn't even know she Gabby was a double agent.
Well, I didn't know Gabby was a double agent until when she's sitting in the hotel room and she picks up the phone after she gets that call from her uncle. I already kind of guessed she's talking to somebody else.
Yeah, she's talking to somebody else. I was like, who's she talking to? Yeah, I was like, what's going on here?
But then you also saw, like I said, I also saw Hugh Grant's character, so I already kind of knew.
Yeah, because you kind of know the background from the first time watching.
Because I mean, come on, if they get some big giant English guy in a movie, some big well-named English guy, I already knew he was the head. Because if you watch the TV show, you got American, an Englishman, and of course you got the Russian guy. So I'm like, where's the English guy? And there he is, right there.
So I'm surprised that they didn't make Hugh Grant play another American, because that's what they do now.
Yeah. Well, I guess they wanted to make it like the original.
Oh, okay. Because
even though funny. I can't remember if the guy played the Russian was English or American.
Oh, okay. Because when the original series came out with Hugh Grant, I'm thinking like, that's not his only scene, right? They bumped into him. I'm like, and then they have him on on the racetrack later.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, he's got to come back somehow, right?
Yeah.
And then he's on the helicopter.
I guess a lot of people probably thought he might be a bad guy.
Yeah, because I didn't know where it was, because I didn't know the character Waverly.
But you already know the lady. You already know the lady's the bad guy, because I mean she plays the bad guy in. Well, I don't think I saw her yet, but she is. Well, she wasn't the bad guy. What she's in two movies. Only two movies I can remember seeing. She's in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, the Gold Lady.
Yes, she is the queen, the Gold Queen.
Yes.
As Rock would say.
That made Adam Warlock.
Yeah, we haven't seen this yet, but yeah, we don't have to ruin it. Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm speculating. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm speculating it too. I think most Americans are speculating.
Yeah, because it's at
But
the
anyhow,
end of
but
Galaxy.
she also was in The Great Gatsby. That's the first movie I've ever seen her in.
Did she play the wife?
No, she plays a really rich friend.
Oh, I only seen that Great Gatsby once, which is actually a pretty good movie, by the way.
Must not be to you because you only seen it once.
I only seen it once, but
We didn't see it
I
again. I
liked it.
love that movie.
I like the ending.
It's a great movie. I like the ending too.
Yeah,
I like the whole movie.
yeah. I liked it.
But I like anything that takes place in the 20s and 30s.
Yeah, like the way that they shot it visually with the cars, and it looks really modern in that era. And also loved it because I love that
soundtrack is awesome.
The soundtrack is awesome, and DiCaprio and Maguire is in the same movie finally together.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to see too.
Are you?
No, I'm being sarcastic.
Oh, you know why I said that?
Why?
Because they only became best friends because every time they go audition, right? They're auditioning for the same role because on the description, it just fit both of the description. White male, 20s,
Okay, well, the Spider-Man should be really upset at DiCaprio because they've been because I've only seen a few movies with what's his name?
Tobey Maguire.
DiCaprio, Tobey Maguire, but I've seen DiCaprio in a lot of movies. So man, talking about the parts he's been missing out.
DiCaprio works with the top directors.
I know,
right?
And
ever since the 90s.
And so I guess Tobey Maguire's got to be pretty upset about that.
Hey, it's just somebody has a more successful career. That's it.
I mean, he'd go, "Hey, I was Spider-Man," but then of course DiCaprio go, "Which one?"
And I think so far DiCaprio has never been in a sequel of anything he's done. Everything is just one off.
I'm gonna go with the no.
Yeah, it's so easy. Like we could name more than 10 movies with DiCaprio. I can't even name more than 10 movies with Toby.
Because there's not
Spider-Man is only 3. That's 4 Spider-Mans. That's Toby.
Yeah,
I could do it. Pleasantville.
Brothers. wait, Pleasantville was good.
Yeah, Brothers. Pecker. Dang it. Oh, Great Gatsby. That's 9.
Okay,
come on. One more.
Come on, you're gonna run our audience off.
I was like, dang it.
You're gonna run our audience.
Oh, he was in that Ben Stiller movie.
Was he? Who wasn't in a Ben Stiller movie? Probably just
Tropic
DiCaprio.
Thunder. He was in Tropic Thunder.
Was he really?
Yeah, with Robert Downey Jr. In the beginning, they show those fake trailers.
Oh yes,
yeah, the Devil's Alley.
Oh yeah, the monks.
Satan's Valley, I think it's called. Yeah, the monks. Those are great.
Okay, well, yay, we saved Tobey Maguire's reputation.
And I only can do it because there's 4 Spider-Man movies that has
Yes, I know. If he didn't make their sequels, he wouldn't have been able to do it.
Oh, that's so funny. Like, why can't I name more Tobey Maguire movies?
Because nobody wants to.
That's crazy, Leo is the man.
Well, he's a man.
Yeah.
I'm going to say he's got the greatest. I haven't seen all his movies either.
Oh, wait. Since we were talking about the doc, right? Like when we talk about, them going out to the hallway discussing. I love it when he goes by like, oh, man, what is it? I left my jacket in there.
Yeah, it was a jacket.
Because when he said that, it sounds like something I would say. Or Deadpool, he's like, oh, man, I think I left the oven on. Like, what?
Yeah, that's like if you go to a public restroom, you leave something in there and somebody goes in there and you go back, you don't want anything back in there. It's like, I'm done.
I have a jacket in there.
I have a stench on it. You can't ever get out.
I love that the guy, they were just talking, the guy just fries to death.
Yeah, the guy just fries. I know, it's just a short too. It says electrical short, it comes back on.
That is so great. Now I'm thinking about that stupid blonde lady. She was pretty hot.
Yeah, she is.
I like that, they were trying to make it back to their room as soon as possible, right? And like,
they had to beat her.
Yeah, they had to beat her. Like, they called him. He's not picking it up. Oh, because he was using the bathroom. Or he was in a shower or whatever. He comes out, he's like, yeah? You want to go?
Yeah. She tells those other guys, run away.
Run away. I don't know. It's very funny too, run away.
Of course, his partner's downstairs underneath there going, I'm going to listen in to help him.
Yes.
And she's like, I don't think he needs any help.
So to you, right, since I talked about Armie Hammer's name was credited first in the movie,
yeah,
who was the main character in this?
I don't think either one was the main character.
Either one, right? Because Gabby could have been the main character too. So there's no main
there
character.
wasn't really a main character.
So this is kind of like The Departed.
I think in the original series, Hope Solo was more the main character because he was an American.
You said Hope Solo. That's the
I'm sorry.
player.
Yeah, no, I don't mean
that's so weird.
That is weird, ain't it? That's probably where that's her dad.
So because you said Hope Solo, right? David Beckham is in this movie.
Wait. Is David Beckham really in this movie?
David Beckham is in the movie.
Who did he play?
He's the projectionist. When they were showing the KGB, one of the bosses,
that was him
talking to Armie Hammer doing the film, right? And then the film glitched, and the guy said, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir, my mistake," in Russian. That was David Beckham. I was like,
wow.
I saw him. I was like, that looks like David Beckham. So I looked it up immediately. That was David Beckham.
Okay.
I thought it was just a weird connection. You said Hope Solo. It reminded me.
Yeah, well, I was bound to either say Hope Solo or Han Solo somewhere in here.
Because there's only so many solos that we know.
I only know 3 solos. Napoleon Solo, which is an awesome name, Napoleon. They don't call him Napoleon Dynamite.
I know, because those are only Napoleons that you know.
Well, the French one too.
Well, I mean, like starting from the French one, right? And then it goes straight to Napoleon Dynamite.
And maybe there's probably a dog out there that's named Napoleon. But other than that, that's the only one. That's an interesting name.
It's kind of like the name Cornelius.
Yeah, one of the best names I ever heard. What is it? Casanova Frankenstein. That's still the best one. That's still can't be. I'm like, man, that is an awesome name.
Casanova Frankenstein.
And you do know what movie that's from, right?
No, what is that from? I can't remember.
You don't know. It's got Ben Stiller in it.
No.
Superhero movie was Ben Stiller.
Dang it. What is it called now? Mystery Man.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Casanova
Frankenstein.
Ever since I heard that name, I'm like, that is still the greatest name ever.
Yes. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm so interested. Like, so this movie doesn't really have a main character. There's only other movie that doesn't really have a main lead is The Departed.
Yeah. Because it flips back and forth.
Yeah, it flips back and forth between people.
This was actually pretty good because it also gave Gabby a pretty good. She was pretty important because in the original movie, the original TV shows, I should say, you had the Men for Uncle, and it's mainly Solo, and then you have what is his name, Iken or whatever, the Russian guy.
Inya?
He kind of goes Inya. He kind of goes. His name's not really Inya because Inya's a music lady.
I mean, no, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's like.
Well, I do if I could get it. Yeah.
Illya.
Yeah, we'll just don't butcher it anymore. We're gonna go with the Russian guy.
Yeah, the Russian guy.
The Lone Ranger. But anyhow, in the original TV series, he kind of pop in and out and fix things and stuff.
Hey,
he wasn't really as big a character, but they'd always have a guest character. Hope Solo would almost always find mainly always find a woman.
You said Hope Solo again.
I'm gonna keep saying Hope Solo. Let's go with that.
You must have a crush on her. It's okay, she's pretty.
She is pretty good looking. But well, I guess that beats me to keep saying Han Solo. But anyways, Solo, he always gets this woman, and then they'll go fight, like do some kind of thing. She'll act like she's somebody else, and then they'll pretend somebody. Every show, even the one with Shatner. It's Shatner and his wife on that one.
Okay.
And he tries to do stuff, but that's the way it always goes. They always go find some woman, and they'll do stuff with her.
Hey,
that doesn't sound right.
I know we keep calling him the Russian guy, right? But there's a nickname that Solo gives him because he keeps calling Solo Cowboy.
Yeah, he keeps calling him Cowboy, which also reminds you of A Hunt for Red October.
Oh, really?
Those Russians keep calling Alec Baldwin and all the other Americans
the Cowboys.
Right? They keep calling them Cowboys.
Cowboy.
Because they even say it in Russian, and he's like, "What did it say?" And he goes, "He's got you with Cowboy."
Huh. What's an MI6 agent? Waverly. What's MI6?
MI5.
No, it says MI6 here on.
It's supposed to be MI5.
Huh.
MI6 is what James Bond is.
Interesting. I'm gonna probably.
It's military. It's military intelligence number 6. Military intelligence number 5.
It's the SIS, Secret Intelligence Service, known as the MI6. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. What's in the movie? It shows MI5.
Oh, I also noticed
at the end because at the rolls the credits.
Yeah.
When it shows the credits, it shows all the what they did, and it shows on Waverly MI5. Which MI5 is actually higher up. Well, it's below 6, but it's what they really are.
So they also pronounce the word Nazi a little different, right?
Yeah, they keep saying Nazis,
Yeah.
but they say it exactly like they do in Captain America. Remember when the scientist is talking to Captain America before he
Yes.
turns into Captain America? He goes, "So you want to go fight Nazis?"
Nazis. Yeah, like
And maybe that's the way it's said overseas. But I thought it was
oh.
funny that Solo would say it that way.
Yeah,
Because
they all did in the beginning.
most all the Americans I've ever met say Nazi.
Nazis, yeah. I think it's
I
because
never heard.
the American Z, right? I guess
I don't know. Maybe because Guy Ritchie's English, that's the way he thought everybody says it.
Oh,
Because you got to think, mainly
sense.
this movie was more English than it was American.
It is, right?
Yeah, it's very pro not America in this movie.
Even though this,
because everything's English, because everything was done the European way.
And they were in Europe the whole time.
Yeah,
they never stepped on American soil.
Yeah, because I'm like, because even a lot of times when Superman's talking, he doesn't sound American all the time. He pronounces a lot of stuff foreign. So I was like,
he does, right? He sings something really differently.
I'm like, you don't sound like you're from America, dude.
Yeah, but he tries his best. You mean like that's actually pretty good, right?
From that's pretty good. I mean, that's good. I mean,
he also speaks very proper.
Some of his stuff is very English. I mean, I could say if I bumped into him and didn't know who he was for a little bit of the conversation, I would think he was American.
Yeah, because just didn't know what part.
But there is I don't know. There's some words he says that would make me think, this guy's acting.
Maybe that's why he's trying to. I guess because he's playing I don't know how many ever agent, like because he's in Europe.
Maybe
so he doesn't want to sound too American.
I guess.
Kind of like James Bond, like, hey, I got to work around these parts. I got to blend in everywhere I go.
No, I mean, if you're American and you go to Europe, you might as well just sound American. That way, everybody would underestimate you.
Yeah. Hey, in the beginning, he was in American. He was in Russia, right? In the beginning.
No, East Germany.
That's right, East Germany, because she got out of the war. That's right.
For most younger folks, don't know what that is. Hey, Germany was divided in half.
Oh yeah, I saw that wall come down. Wall.
Yeah, both ways.
That's crazy, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
both of us did. In different countries, we saw the wall come down. That's huge news back then.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. Man, that was 30 years ago.
A real,
it was,
more
like
than 30 years ago, right? Yeah,
91.
So 31 years ago, man.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
Wow.
All that ended. Now it looks like it's trying to come back, but
yeah, we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
It's like, we have to build this again. Like, come on, can we do something else? Like,
I don't think they'll build it. I don't think they'll be building it in Germany.
Are we just gonna build it and then we're just gonna knock it down another 30 years later? Let's just save us the hassle and not do it at all.
Yeah, let's just not do it at all.
That's how I would do it.
It's like, let's build a wall. I'm like, it's a wall anymore. It's 2022. It's supposed to be 2023.
So hey, I want to go over the ending again. So the first time you saw it, right? How did you think that was gonna go down? Because the Russian guy, he told Arnie like, hey, if you don't do this, right, you're just like the same embarrassment as your dad. The Americans had the
the very ending. Okay,
the very ending, yes.
No, I didn't know. I knew he wasn't going to kill him. Right there. I thought there was going to be a fight though.
Oh, okay.
I thought they would have like a little fight, but it didn't, and I like the way it ended better. I'm like, we don't need to see the fight. It just stops him right there, and they become friends. And I get that, but that's the only reason I know what I mean. I knew that somebody had to show up and make him uncle.
Yes. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he had to because why would they stop? I mean, the movie was called Man and the Uncle, and we never got to the part
because
Uncle.
That's the solution, right? Like if he can't go back to Russia, do the KGB thing. Now they belong to a new agency.
Yeah, and basically the Russian guy, they got permission. Apparently the English guy stepped in and got them both permission. So now they're both working together.
So basically CIA and KGB, right? You see,
Solo managed CIA. By the MI5. Yeah.
Managed by the MI5. So this is very British. I'm actually kind of glad that they got Guy Ritchie directing this.
Which, I mean, if you know anything about the 60s, you probably don't want to be managed by the British Intelligence Agency. No, honestly, you don't.
No, I had no idea. No,
in real life, they worked for the KGB.
Whoa, no, I didn't know. Yeah,
almost during most of the 60s, the main chief of the British Central Intelligence was being paid off by the KGB.
Oh man, so
they didn't find out until almost at the end of the 60s.
So
by the time, because the United States was wondering why they kept losing agents and stuff.
So if this would have gone on, right, this could have been the plot for like the third or fourth movie.
Could have been.
This sucks because that's what they did in stupid Mission Impossible. They did Rogue Nation. It's the same kind of thing where like it's the opposite of Mission. I am whatever.
Yeah.
IMF.
Yeah.
It's just because this movie didn't get that cult following that Mission Impossible did.
Because nobody went to the theater. What were people watching?
Shoot, and Mission Impossible did it back in 1996 or 97. I forgot when the first one came out.
Yeah.
And this one couldn't do it.
I don't know what people were doing. Because I mean, if anybody that's to watch it, I've never met anybody that's watched it that didn't like it.
Oh, The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people that have finally seen it, and they're like, "Yeah, I don't know why it didn't do very good." I'm like, "Cause you didn't go to the theater and watch it."
I'm gonna blame it on the pandemic.
Well, might as well. Everything else has been blamed on it.
Come on, when did this movie come out?
Later.
Let's see.
Long before the pandemic. Dude.
August 14th. August 14th.
What year?
2015.
See?
Movie releases. Because I remember the trailer coming out, but then I didn't know what came out. Movie release on August 14th. Let's take a look. Underdogs. Return to Sender. The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Oh, straight out of Compton. I saw that.
Okay, so everybody actually went and saw Underdogs.
Oh, I don't even know what Underdogs is.
It's a biker movie with Travolta and.
Oh, is it?
And,
no. It says Ariana Grande, Nicholas Hoult, Matthew Morrison, Juan Jose Campanella.
Okay, I never saw this. And apparently this is something I
you're thinking about Wild Hogs.
Oh, Wild Hogs. Yeah. Yes, I am thinking about Wild Hogs.
You know what? Everybody went to see Straight Outta Compton because I saw that.
Okay, I didn't.
Look, and then it's called Exector, and then 10,000 Saints, Molly Moon, People, Places. That's the whole bunch of movies. The only movie I heard of is Straight Outta Compton and The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
And Sally the Man Uncle Lost.
Yeah, of all these movies that came out, like I don't know 90% of these movies. I don't
either. So I don't know what happened. People didn't get it. People just weren't watching movies.
Hey, you know what?
Because there was nothing to watch.
Hey, they just want to know about gangster rap. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do next. We're gonna do Straight Outta Compton.
No, we're not.
I just rewatched it recently. I love that movie.
Well, maybe we'll have to do it. Maybe we'll have to do it one day.
I love Straight Outta Compton. I love all those rappers. I still do. I'm so glad that Dr. Dre one day he'll probably make it to 60.
I'm so happy that they beat our Man from U.N.C.L.E. so we can't get a sequel. Maybe they'll make a Straight Outta Compton too, though.
Yeah, okay.
See, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Get what I'm saying?
They don't need a second movie.
No, they don't, but we did on this one. So
yeah, I really need a sequel. It's already been 7 years. It's kind of like
I don't think they're gonna make
anything Henry Cavill is in, right? Like Superman. Okay, we have a Superman sequel, but they have to mix it with the prequel to Justice League in a way, right?
Yeah, why did they mess up everything that Henry's in? They're like, he's supposed to be bad luck. I mean, I like the actor. He's awesome.
I'm telling you right now, he cannot hang out. He cannot hang out with Warner Brothers anymore. So hopefully when he's in the MCU, right, things turn around for him.
It better, because the worst thing it is, Henry Cavill made it to a Marvel movie and they quit making them.
Let's see. I think he signed up for Loki season 2.
Really?
Henry Cavill reportedly. I'm not sure yet. Maybe just negotiation. We'll see. But it would be cool to have Superman. You know, it's really funny. The more I see him in this movie, right, he looks more like Clark Kent to me in this movie than in Man of Steel.
Because he is Clark Kent.
The hair and the way he looks, he's a very good-looking man, Shane.
You know what I want? I want another Superman movie with Henry. I want another Batman movie with Ben Affleck.
I do too.
Even though they did say Ben Affleck's supposed to show up in
the Flash one?
Next. No, he's supposed to.
Aquaman.
He's supposed to show up in Aquaman.
Oh, okay.
The second Aquaman.
So you're telling me there's still hope?
There's still hope. They haven't killed it yet.
So like Star Wars Episode 4.
I mean, all because hey, and I also saw something on the internet going around, which is interesting to me.
Okay.
About getting Ryan Reynolds to be
Green Lantern.
The Green Lantern again. What do you think?
No way.
Come on.
Okay, so
I know we trashed that movie.
Okay.
We trashed that movie. We trashed Ryan Reynolds because I love the trash Ryan Reynolds.
I don't trash Ryan Reynolds. You
trash
Ryan Reynolds.
I love the trash Ryan Reynolds. It makes me happy.
You.
And am I a hater?
I love that guy since Blade
Trinity. Let me put it out there. If people are telling me that's because I'm a hater, I'm gonna say yes, I am a hater of Ryan Reynolds. Come on, he has so much to hate. I'm so jealous of the guy. So
yeah, that's just love.
Jealousy. It's just jealous. It's jealousy.
Jealousy, just because you want to be like Ryan Reynolds.
I do.
Yeah.
I want to have sucky movies and have a hot wife with 4 kids.
Here's some pretty good movies.
Not all that was sarcasm.
Here's some pretty good movies. I love him in Smoking Aces.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like him in I like him when he plays himself. He's pretty funny.
Well, I like him when he doesn't play himself either, because
I like him when he is playing himself.
Yeah, a lot of movies, people just let him play himself.
I know, because he's not that great.
You know what's really funny? Of all these movies, right? My favorite thing I see him in is the IKEA commercial. Really? You ever seen it? He tried.
I don't think I've seen the IKEA commercial.
All he does.
Seen him in some other commercials. I mean, the guy's got more money than anybody. So.
All he does is, I don't think the commercials in the U.S. All he does is try to put a baby crib together. You never seen it? Like, no. IKEA, you gotta put your own furniture together.
Yes, I know what IKEA is. I really haven't seen IKEA's commercial.
He lay out all his parts, right? And he's looking at the instruction book. He's like, okay. Then he try to put it together. He's cussing the whole time, right? Like, oh, F and this. And he's finally called customer service. Like, yeah, I bought this bed from your store. I was wondering if you could send like a guy or 5 to my house so they can help me put it together.
Hey, let's get back to this. Let's get off this. I love Ryan
Reynolds. Like, but let me go back. Let me get back to your question.
Oh, no, that's what I want you to do. Yes,
I do want it.
I do too.
Because you know why? I don't like it when they just cast somebody else and then, I'm already got used to one guy in the row. I don't want to have to get used to another one.
Well, the thing is, I didn't hate the movie. I thought it was a good idea. It's just it didn't play out very well. To me, I like to say it was Ryan Reynolds' fault, but it wasn't. It was bad. It was just not good directing, not good producing.
Producing, WB.
His character was funny. His character was interesting. His character was very Ryan Reynolds, but
yeah, you're right.
I'm thinking if they did it again, get somebody that get the people that made Superman. Yeah, get the people made Superman. The guys that made Superman versus Batman. If they had those people making it, I think it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Do not let the people who made Justice League on it, though, because.
So you're talking about just the Nolan brothers?
Come on, because Justice League sucked worse than his movie did.
This is what happened. Like you said, and I said before, the production company took it over instead of letting the artists do what you hired them to do.
Because there's something wrong with Justice League with all its superheroes was worse than Ryan Reynolds' movie.
And it's like I feel like. We talked about this before. They should have done the origin story for everybody first before they just throw everybody together. Yeah. But like they trying to make Superman is the only glue that's holding this whole thing together.
Well,
Batman came up.
Well, you had your origin story for Wonder Woman.
Yeah, but that's it though. I'm talking about like instead of just like a couple. Batman didn't even have one. You're supposed to go in and know that he's an older Batman.
I think you already know Batman's story. I didn't need all that, but I would like a standalone Batman movie with Batman. Yes. Even now,
I highly agree.
I'm like, get on it, Ben. You don't have to direct it, dude. Just let them make it.
Yeah. But I would like if he directs it, though. But
it's gonna be good. You can't have everything. I mean, because it's too much. Come on. As long as we get one.
I like how somehow we still talk about Warner Brothers, even though this the Man from U.N.C.L.E. is Warner Brothers.
Yeah. Well, we gotta hate on Warner. Let's get back to the Man from U.N.C.L.E.
They need their DCEU separated from their own Warner Brothers stuff.
They do.
It's kind of like Sony. Like I complain about Sony because, like, hey, it's one company. They're trying to do all these electronics.
So yeah,
they needed separate branches. Like name them something different. Like, hey, Disney, Pixar. You know what exactly Pixar does? Pixar is not gonna do a movie like Rookie of the Year, even though it's very good. You know what I'm saying? Like they just focus on animation.
Yeah. Well, they might. It could have been Rookie of the Year and could have been animated if they just didn't get the script.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying, right? They need the own thing. Like. Hey,
they need their own unit.
Marvel is Disney too, but it's their own subsidy under
they don't
Disney.
Have everybody in there picking at it.
Yes, same thing with Warner Brothers is different.
Yeah. Well, Warner Brothers is basically like if Sony.
You know what, Sony? Anything Star Wars 7, 8, and 9 is better than the whole everything after Man of Steel. Well, except for Batman v Superman. So from Justice League, whatever WB is trying to do, right? 7, 8, and 9 is better.
Yeah, they just need somebody to take over. They need one. They need one boss.
Yeah, they do. They need a Kevin Feige of DCEU.
They need a Kevin Feige.
Yep. So Feige.
I don't know where they're gonna. I don't know where they're gonna get him because they can't talk to Disney. They can't have Feige.
They just need somebody else. That's it.
They just need somebody else.
They just need somebody else. Someone else will get it. Okay.
I'll tell them how to do it. They're like, okay, we're canceling everything on WC.
I agree with you. Now. I agree with you. So somehow, in the future, I'm hoping you become the president of Warner Brothers. So we'll see how.
I would have to move. I don't think it's gonna work for me.
So we'll see what happens. You know, stranger things have happened.
Yeah, something's gotta happen. Yeah. I mean, come on, because I'm tired of the don't care network. Okay, because. I mean, come on. Warner Bros. Gives up. They're like, oh, yeah, we got this great idea. And everybody's like, yeah, that is a great idea. And then they're like, yeah, it's not going to work.
And now,
it's like, hey, we made this movie called Batgirl, and we put Keaton in it as Batman. You know, it's going to kill. We're canceling it. Never see the light of day.
You know, it's really funny.
I mean, come on. And that's the thing is, nobody even knew Keaton was in it. If everybody knew Keaton was in it, everybody would go watch the Batgirl movie. Because nobody wants to see Batgirl.
That's Keaton. Right. He's in That's a Batgirl. He was
supposed to be in it. Yeah, there was. There ain't now. But this is the same people that go, hey, let's make another Joker movie and make it a musical. We're going to put Lady Gaga in it.
Wait, are you for real?
I'm not. Yeah, I'm for real. It should sound. I know it sounds like a joke, but remember it's Warner Brothers, so it's not a joke.
So this is different from Joaquin Phoenix Joker?
It is Joaquin's.
Wait, that's a musical?
It's going to be a musical, about a musical or something like that, I think.
Oh, man.
I'm sure it'll change by the time we get it. Yeah. Well, hey, I didn't go see the first one because I'm like, why are you making a movie about the Joker?
Huh. Because they have the rights that they just want to do whatever they want.
I know. Come on. It's like Sony is inside of Warner Brothers.
Oh, I love that. I love that analogy. I love you, man.
Thank you. I love you, too.
That is a great... Oh, you just make my night.
I know. You know what needs to happen? You need this guy. It's like the Warner Brothers president. His chest bust open and Sony comes out of it.
Sony is the one. Oh, that is so perfect. That's just. I have no words.
Okay, well, you need to get some words. We need to start talking about Man from U.N.C.L.E. again.
Well, we could wrap it up right here.
Okay.
Yeah. So until next time.
Because next time, there's not going to be a sequel to the Man from U.N.C.L.E. one for us, but we'll do something else. Because we do sequels because we're not Warner Brothers. We don't just give up.
Yeah.
If our show sucks, we'll make another one.
We'll make another one. It doesn't matter. We just talk about another movie, get back on track.
We'll just talk about something entirely different.
Yep. Then we'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for tuning in for this episode of Tensai Reviews. If you like what you heard, give us a thumbs up. Follow us on Spotify and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll see you on the next one.